Actually, from speaking to Esteban there, we've got Lando Norris with us as well, joining us on the show. He's busy chatting.
I couldn't even tell that was you then.
Yeah.
He's under there somewhere.
You should have worn gloves as well.
Come on, it's not that cold.
Well, we had Carlos on last night, and he looked like he was about to go on the slopes. He was so covered up.
And Daniel said earlier that he saw you in a T-shirt. He said you can tell the British boys. Yeah, he said you're pretty tough. Nah. You're like, nah, I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
Trying to be very British. If that was the case, that was sure.
You need to talk right.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Are we on already? So I didn't know we were on.
Oh, of course. Just relaxed.
Okay.
No problem. Anyway.
Do it now.
Yeah, you didn't say anything bad.
What's it been like?
So we were chatting, didn't you? And focus.
Okay, we're in. It's been really cool. It's been really cool. You know, it's been a long time waiting, the whole winter.
Yeah.
Training, doing the boring stuff, the stuff I don't like at all, and you know, to finally get in the car, it's all been worth it. So it's been very enjoyable, pretty tough. You know, it's not just always good fun. Although you get to drive a Formula 1 car, a lot of it's, you know, just testing, doing laps, and doing the work that needs to be done. Basically.
Happy how it's gone for you so far with yourself?
Yeah, pretty much.
Done on the car?
I think today was the most laps I've done.
I'm going to just move your hand further up the mic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Is that better?
Carry on.
Okay.
We'll get there in the end. It's just
I've never done this before.
Just rehearsal. Yeah, let's just carry on with that thought.
Yeah, most laps I've done today in the McLaren, in an F1 car altogether. So, yeah, productive. And I think doing the race runs, again, something I haven't done that much. I only did one the other day and another one today. It's very different, even to F2 or F3 or whatever. So it's been a big learning curve these past few days, but it's that's why I'm here. So.
Little trip into the gravel at turn 5.
I don't remember.
Oh yeah, cold.
We're going to show it to you. We're going to show it to you just to prove it.
Just always blame the temperature.
Look how slow I'm going.
It was very cold tyres.
We were talking actually, Lando, because the tyre blankets this year have different temperatures, don't they? The rears are 20 degrees cooler than the fronts. Are you going to be should we blame that? The fact that the rears
100%.
Yeah.
It wasn't, to be honest.
A better tomorrow.
Was that it? You could have tried a little bit harder, and a little bit of a 360
exactly.
or something else.
I should have made it look better.
Yeah, you should have made it.
Accelerated into the wall or something. No, it was one of the aero tests a lot of teams do is drive round at a certain speed, a very low speed or a very high speed or whatever. And so I did this for the whole lap and I lost all of my tyre temp.
Yeah.
So,
explain a little bit to the people watching what that's like.
It's the scariest thing ever. Like 1,000 horsepower, a lot of downforce, but then it can go from all of it to none extremely quickly. And that's basically what happened there. I went from trundling along around 60 kilometers an hour, which is pretty slow.
Yeah.
And I just lost it out of nowhere. Although, you know, I would like to say I'm good enough to handle the car if it oversteers or something, but not in this case. This caught me by surprise.
The world champion went off the other day.
Yeah?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Compared to a world champion, so...
Kimi Räikkönen went off day
exactly
one.
What I mean.
He did it on the first lap, so a bit worse than me.
Easy. What are the main things you've learnt this week, do you think? When you came into this, I know you've driven the car before and you've been around the team an awful lot, but what things are you taking away from this week that maybe you'll use to apply for week 2, or maybe it's
how to hold a microphone, maybe?
Yeah.
And when we're live, knowing when we're live, maybe, but yeah.
I think one of the main things has probably been the longer runs. They're not as easy as just going out and driving around at a slower pace, saving tyres. The tyres change throughout the stint. You can start off with rear deg or front deg, and then it swaps halfway through. So you have to adjust quite a bit, and the fuel comes down a lot. And especially here, the tyres are generally not lasting that long compared to what we've seen the past few years, or what most people expected. So it's tricky, just constantly adapting every lap to what the car's doing. And in F2 it was a bit easier. I could drive it more in a slower manner, whereas these you still got to drive pretty fast. But then when something goes, the front tyres, the rear tyres, it goes a lot.
Yeah.
And it's pretty hard, and you get a big drop off in lap time, and it's just judging the exact time to the pits and when not to lose 5-6 seconds on one lap or something.
And how is your overall feeling about coming into F1? And are you aware of this kind of changing of the guard, if you like, the younger generation coming in and mixing and mingling with these world champions that we've been talking about? I tell you one.
I guess
I'll tell you one
different.
thing. There has been I've noticed a huge amount of fans swarming around you, Alex,
Cool kids.
George. What did you say?
Cool kids. We're the cool kids.
The cool kids. No, but does it feel strange?
I think
to you
it's
that
very
big step
different
up
from
in terms of
your
profile?
perspective. From
Right.
your perspective and from the outside, I think would be different. I think it's weirder. It was harder question to ask, I think, to the person who is in that
I know what you
situation.
mean. But you must be aware that the pressure and the spotlight and the attention is on you in a way that hasn't
I
been
know.
before.
Well, it's kind of split a bit more, I guess, between George, Alex, and myself.
Which is nice in a way.
Which is
isn't it?
nice.
Yeah.
Not everyone looking at me. But you got that spin earlier, or the little little off. So it's not all easy, but it's good to be racing. They're the only guys I have raced against before, and I know personally. And it's always a nice thing because you talk a bit more off track and you get along. And I'm excited to racing them later in the year.
How are you getting on with Carlos? How's the bond in the team? Why are you laughing when I
Let's
ask
see
you
if
that?
it matches what he said last
Yes,
night in the
let's-
show.
Yeah.
Did he say bromance? Did he
No,
mention
has it
that?
gone that far?
Hello.
Okay.
Tell us more.
No, but that's an exclusive.
Well, I won't say it then. It's going
What we
really
want to
well.
know is, are you going to do his laundry? Because he's looking for
Yeah,
someone.
he's struggling
doing
with
mine?
laundry.
Maybe that's how this bromance is going to blossom.
Maybe I'll just give all my stuff to him now.
He won't do it, trust me.
No,
He's
okay.
got a real issue
Well, then
with
I
it.
won't do his.
No. Do you set yourself any goals, or do you normally do that in everything else you've done? What are you thinking of doing this season?
I have a lot of targets and aims and wishes for the season.
What's the first one?
I sense he's not going to share them with us.
I can.
So it's so hard because if you do share them publicly, then you don't meet them. People know, don't they? Whereas if you keep it in your own mind, you know when you're meeting them each time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's realistic targets and targets that you
I won't ask that
you
question.
dream of having or you wish of having in future years. But I think for my first year, the biggest thing for me is just learning, improving every race and improving on the mistakes that I will make in Australia or China or wherever. I am going to make mistakes. It's making sure that the following race I don't make the same ones, and eventually I'm in a position where I'm making a lot less mistakes, and it's going on to prove to better results.
But you still-
Let's just put it out there.
Go on.
You say you're going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
It's going to happen to everybody.
But-
We saw that with Kimmy the other
But
day.
also, he knows that in advance, and you're preparing
Yeah.
yourself for that. You can deal with it. I want to know if you've still got all those simulators in your home,
I
because
was
you
gonna
keep
ask
putting things on social media, and I've never seen so many screens in one flat or apartment.
I know my electricity bill is huge.
It's like I don't want to use this one today. I'm going to sit in this one today.
Yeah, I mean, I got 3. I had a flatmate. One was his, one was mine, and then the middle one I just had spare. So, but yeah, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screens,
Right.
including the TV.
Wow.
But yeah,
You
it's
need
what
to
I
get
like
out more.
doing. Is
You do.
I don't.
You do.
It's it's what I like doing. It's
Oh,
what I
that's
like doing.
great.
How many
many
hours?
joking.
How many hours a week are we spending on these sims?
Well, a lot less nowadays than
He's
what I
doing
would
the real
want.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still do it. Like I attempted to do a race with Max the other day.
All right. Yeah. Cool. He's always
Mentioning no names, the guy who did the first stint crashed after 5 laps. I still got a stint. Max didn't get to do a stint. So, yeah, tough on him. But, yeah, hopefully I can do some more in the future. And I did a race the other day with Shane van Gisbergen. So, yeah, I like doing it. And the endurance races, 6 hours, 12 hours, is
All right.
it's just fun to do. It's quite different, I guess,
Yeah.
to Formula 1, but it's keeps
Cool.
me in the zone.
Very cool.
You're living the dream.
Yeah.
Thank
you very much for
Yeah,
joining us,
thanks.
Lando.
No
We'll
problem.
wish you all the best
I'll take
Yeah.
that.
for the second test,
Thank you
and
very
we'll see you in Australia. And as Lando